Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Sorry for the wait again. It's been like almost 3 weeks since our last video. And right now we're in the computer room, kind of face the other way, this time towards the door. I know, completely off topic, but the upstairs, guys, I can proudly say that we're like 99% done. We just gotta clean up some stuff and that's about it. But now I've got the chance to make this video, and it's gonna be my first Smash Bros. Video on Smash Ultimate. Because our tier list video from a few months ago, it flopped really bad, and again, my casual opinion to the official tier lists, it just doesn't go together. So for this video, we're going to be going over a mod pack of Smash Ultimate called Smash Ultimate S. I watched a video from Master of Hyrule going over it's like a showcase for the mod. It basically just gives most characters some changes, either like to reference some source material, make them a little bit better in game. And then there's some that get no changes because maybe there wasn't anything that they could have fit in those moveset areas. So I decided, let's make a video, instead of just going over the entire roster, all 90 or so characters, and saying if this change is good, it's good, but it doesn't really help, and this change is bad. Instead of that, I decided to make a system and rank the top 5 best and top 5 worst. So now on to how I found the top 5 best and top 5 worst characters, obviously in my opinion. I used this little scale right here. I made this one myself. So we have a 0 and then we have plus and minus 3 on each side. Basically, if a move benefits a character, it'll be on the plus side. If it's plus 1, it's a small minor buff, while plus 3 would be something major. If it gets a score of 0, I don't think it helps or hurts the character. And then obviously on the negative side, if it's a -1, it's a minor nerf in my opinion. -3, it's major and could actually hurt the character in the process. A couple quick examples would be like, this character might only have 1 change, but it's plus 3. So basically, that alone could really help the character. But if it's like, let's say 2 changes, plus 1 and a -1, it just turns into a 0, and I just think the character is pretty much the same. Now for the video itself, this video is coming from Master of Hyrule. I'll leave his channel in the description below. And guys, let's get into the list. Enjoy. First up, the 5 characters that benefit the most from the mod. Starting off the list at number 5, Dr. Mario. Dr. Mario has a total of 5 changes, most of them pretty solid. Starting off with the first one being his side special, which is the electric sheet. Well, now it has an electric effect, and assumingly it does more damage. It's similar to like Mario's custom move for one of his side specials in Smash 4. I'm gonna give this +1, assuming it can still reflect projectiles. If it cannot reflect projectiles, I'll probably give this a 0, but I'll be fair and give it a +1. The second change is his jab is now 2 hits instead of 3 hits. I'm assuming this was to differentiate him a bit more from original Mario, but I'm gonna give this 0 because its practicality is about the same. For the third change, it's an electric tipper on the down tilt, which I'm assuming that means the down tilt can do more damage now, and it looks to be the same speed, so I'll give this +1, fair and simple. For the fourth change, it's the up smash being slightly better as well, also having an electric effect. Again, if this does do more damage, then it's an upgrade, but I don't know if it would do more damage, but I'll give this +1 to be fair. And then finally, probably the worst change is this new command input being like a short uppercut. I'm gonna give this 0 because it doesn't take away any good moves, but this new command input is really unnecessary. Between Dr. Mario's 5 changes he gets through Smash Ultimate S, he gets a final score of +3. Next up at number 4, Mewtwo. Mewtwo has 1 change that puts him up here in 4th place. The ability to use aerial attacks after using teleport, which is his up special. As you know, after he uses teleport, he goes into freefall. But now being able to use your aerials after using your up special, similar to Snake, this is a massive upgrade for a floaty character like Mewtwo, with a strong up tilt to kill off the top, and also, if you use it off a ledge, using his very strong forward air. I might be overrating this one, giving this move a +3, but I think this is the 1 change Mewtwo really needed. You could have gave him some new attacks, but I honestly think, even without that, this 1 change alone puts him in 4th place. But again, if you guys think it's like a +2 or a +1, then leave it down in the comment section below. But I think when it comes to Mewtwo, this was the perfect change. Taking the bronze medal, Lucina. Lucina to me has always been kind of a weird character, just Marth but easy mode, because while you got no tipper, you have higher damage on your attacks. Lucina doesn't have a change, she has 1 whole new mechanic that's added in. She can swap between two separate movesets using her down special. So instead of having a counter, it's now a swap mechanic. She has two different versions for her moveset, Hero and Swordsman. The Hero moveset seems to be the same thing as her traditional moveset, while Swordsman has a few changes, specifically 4 of them that are showcased. Starting off with her side special, instead of it being Dancing Blade, she kind of like dashes forward and does a single slice if you press the side special again, and this can also be reversed. I think this is pretty good. Despite it doing like 6 damage, I think just covering a little bit of distance while doing it is okay. The second change of the mechanic is the up special, which looks to be Dolphin Slash, but slower? I thought it would do more damage, but by the showcase, it looks like it does the same amount of damage. The weird thing is, I don't get the practicality of it. Maybe it's safer, like you don't have as much cooldown when landing, I don't know. But again, it is slightly different, so there is that. The third change is the neutral special, which it's not really shield breaker anymore, because the move is not designed to break shields based off the showcase. It seems to be shield breaker, but with 3 hits and also non-chargeable. I mean, it looks pretty cool, but I don't know about it not breaking shields, because the move is literally called shield breaker. But other than that, it's pretty decent. And then there's the up air, which is the most random one. Lucina kicks for her up air instead of just swinging the sword upwards. I think, honestly, it just looks really funny. But that honestly doesn't really hurt the moveset. This one whole new mechanic, I think, deserves +3. Not only does it differentiate Lucina from Marth a little bit, some of these moves are actually quite practical, also being different as well. But in the process of the changes, the moveset really doesn't get worse. Taking the silver medal, Ganondorf. Kind of fitting because Ganondorf is considered the worst character in the game, and it's really funny that he ended up being the character, or the second most benefited character for the roster. He has a total of 3 changes, well, or 2, because the neutral special has 2 different versions now. Instead of Warlock Punch, there is now 2 versions. You have the aerial version and grounded version. The aerial version is now a horizontal levitating attack. Not only does this reference the Zelda games, this also really helps with Ganondorf's poor airspeed. And not only that, with just like Mewtwo's new up special mechanic, you can also use your aerials out of this and other moves, so you can also use your up special out of this to hopefully have a slightly better recovery. But now what about the grounded version? Instead of Warlock Punch, it's like a magic explosion. So basically Ganondorf teleports like a decent distance, and then he reappears and releases a burst of dark magic. The only thing I can get off with this is the damage is lower, but it still does like 30 damage, and the knockback is still pretty solid. The only thing that nerfs it is the damage and knockback, but again, it has so much less cooldown and a much bigger hitbox, so it's a lot more consistent to hit with. But what did you know? He has one more trick up his sleeve. His up tilt, which is the infamous volcano kick used to get cheesy KOs with. Well, now it's an actual move rather than just a cheese method. Volcano kick is now less committal to use because it's faster and it's an actual move. And it still does almost 20 damage if you get the sweet spot. And also the move can spike at the ledge. The only thing you can levy against this is the move is weaker, but look how much faster it is. Between the 3 changes of Ganondorf's new moveset in Smash Ultimate S, I'm going to give his neutral special 1 point each for the grounded and aerial versions, so a total of 2. And Volcano Kick is also getting +1. So I'm giving Ganondorf a total score of +3. And finally, the gold medal, Dark Samus. Having a total of 7 changes, and most of these being very good. Starting off with her new side special, spawning a clone or like an after image of herself. It kind of works as a projectile that can also be held in place. So I'm assuming you have to hit the side special twice for the after image to move forward and actually hit the opponent. But holding it in place allows for great combo potential, despite the move being a little bit weak. It barely does double-digit damage, but the combo potential alone, I'm going to give this +1. Next up is the forward air, which is only 1 hit. I'm going to say better or worse based off preference. It's faster, but I like Samus's old forward air where it's 4 hits rather than just a single hit. So I'm just going to give this 0. The dash attack, however, is an upgrade. Hitting multiple times, it's different from Samus, and it does decent damage and knockback. That's going to get +1. Next up is the down special. Instead of the morph bombs, it's now like a Meta Knight-esque down special. Dark Samus warps to another part of the stage, meaning it's like a horizontal recovery option. And honestly, Samus and Dark Samus, their recoveries are just okay, so giving them a horizontal recovery option is fine, or just for Dark Samus. So I'm going to give this +1 as well. Not only that, because also the other reason being that the morph bombs are just okay. Now the new down smash could have been much better, but I still think it's a good upgrade. Not only does this move reference the assist trophy from Smash 4, but the move has a really large range, and it's pretty powerful to boot. The only reason I'm giving this only +1 instead of like +2 or 3 is because it does get rid of the sweep kick, which is still a very practical move. And this new down smash, while it's massive, it does have a fair bit of end lag. Next up is the new down air, which is similar to Wolf's down air. I'm going to give this 0 because while it looks cooler, I think its practicality is about the same. And then there's this new crouch animation, which honestly, okay, that's a very random change. It's just going to get 0, doesn't help or hurt. Between all 7 changes, the ones that get 0 are the forward air, down air, and crouch. But the new side special being the after image attack, that's +1. The new dash attack is +1. Meta Knight-esque down special +1. And the new down smash is +1. That gives Dark Samus +4. And because no one else has +4, that automatically puts Dark Samus in first place. So in my opinion, Dark Samus benefits the most from Smash Ultimate S. And now we move on to the 5 characters that get hurt the most from Smash Ultimate S's changes. Unfortunately, I had to give 5th place to Pikachu. Pikachu only having 1 change, but this really hurts him. As you know, Pikachu's back air is one of his best moves, being a very good combo starter and can lead to 0 to deaths. I've seen in a lot of clips in nasty 0 to deaths or just massive combo damage. However, it was replaced with a double back kick similar to Mario's back air, and with Pikachu, it works awful. It has no combo potential, and it's weak. And to boot, it has no range. This alone, I'm giving -2. Not only does it look bad, not only does it play bad, it also gets rid of one of Pikachu's combo tools, and his best combo tool at that. That's why Pikachu is such a high-tier character. His combo potential is really good. And the reason I say unfortunately for Pikachu, because a lot of characters scored -2 for their final score, but I think Pikachu got hurt the most out of all of them. Next up in 4th, Zero Suit Samus. Oh boy, do we have a long list of crap to go through with this one. We have 7 changes, but unlike Dark Samus, Zero Suit Samus, all their changes are mediocre at best. Starting off with the jab, which is now just a one-hit jab that looks really awkward. I'm going to give this 0 because, honestly, her original jab isn't all that great either, but at least it's a fast move. For her up smash, she has a flip kick, or a cartwheel kick, which a lot of characters already have. So I'm giving this -1 for unoriginality. Granted, it might be more practical in actual gameplay. Maybe it's better than the old up smash. But honestly, just the way it looks, making changes for the better, I don't see it here. Now we have the grab, which is pretty much the same. Specifically the pummel, which it's faster, but the damage is also lower. So it's the same thing, basically. I'm giving this 0. And now we move on to the up throw. Hey, look, that's where the up smash animation went. Okay, so replacing the old up throw with this. Could have been practical, but I have to give it 0 because you're replacing the up smash. And there was nothing wrong with Zero Suit Samus' up throw anyways. The original flip kick for up throw was actually very powerful and killed at around 200%. Overall, though, I'll give it 0. I'll be kind of nice with this one. And now we have our new down air, which replaces the dive kick. Which, okay, many characters have dive kicks, but with Zero Suit Samus, it's one of her best moves. Very quick move that does a little bit of damage. And now it's this small explosion with her thruster boots, which also can't spike, which it also looks like it should spike, but it doesn't. Yeah, it does 14 damage, but is that really a decent replacement for the dive kick? I'm going to say no and give it a -1. I think it could be a worse change, but still, that's not very good. And now for the dash attack, which is also very bland. It's just your standard kick dash attack. She does a knee strike for her old dash attack, but it also uses the thruster boots and a decent knockback. This one just does a little bit more damage by like 3. So I'm giving this a -1 as well. And finally, her aerial side special. So instead of using the whip in midair, she now just has a bit of horizontal recovery with a simple thrust kick. So basically, it's the dash attack animation, but worse. Here's the thing. Giving Zero Suit Samus an option for horizontal recovery is fine, but it barely helps here. And Zero Suit Samus already has a fair recovery to begin with, so I'm just going to give this 0, because it's honestly just very unnecessary. Between all the changes, the jab, her new pummel, the up smash animation, or sorry, the up throw having the up smash, and also the new aerial side special, those are all worth 0. But the ones that hurt are the new up smash being a flip kick, or just another cartwheel kick, her new down air, and also her new dash attack. Those are all -1 each, so she gets a total score of -3. Number 3, Falco. Only having 3 changes, but they hurt pretty bad. Starting off with the reflector now being like Fox's, which not only makes it less unique, it also cannot be held down indefinitely like Fox, so it just makes it pointless at the same time. Because of that, I'm giving this -2, because not only are you taking something that's unique to Falco, but you're also making it worse than the original form. For the new forward air, well, it's bland. It's literally just Mario's neutral air, but slightly more powerful. But you're removing one of Falco's best combo tools. His forward air hits multiple times and has good knockback. I'll only give this -1, just for the fact that Falco at least has his neutral air, which is also a good combo tool, but it really hurts at the same time. And then there's the up throw gimmick, which now you can angle the lasers when using the up throw, but that really doesn't help, so I'm just going to give this a 0. So between the reflector being much worse and Falco's new forward air being bland, that's going to give Falco a final score of -3. In second place, Pyra and Mithra. Being a top 5 character on the tier list, you would think, yeah, they're going to get some pretty bad nerfs, and in my opinion, they actually did. In total, they only have 2 changes, but they are really bad. Their gimmick together is they swap every time they use grabs, or sorry, more specifically throws. Probably thinking, isn't that not the worst thing ever? Isn't that like a good thing? Well, no. If you're doing stuff out of combos, let's say you want to get a combo with Mithra, but you swap to Pyra by accident, or you want to get a combo with Pyra or get good damage with Pyra, you swap to Mithra by accident. I honestly think swapping should be up to you. Using the down special, that is the reason why the down special is the swap mechanic. I'll only give this -1 because it's only grabs, because, you know, you're not like going to fall off the ledge or something, but it still hurts pretty bad, and honestly, this is very unnecessary. But then there's the other change, which is automatically swapping with the up special through a command input. This is the #1 worst character to be screwing around with a swap mechanic automatically swapping between characters, because Pyra has probably the worst recovery in the game. Imagine using the command input by accident with Mithra and you swap to Pyra. You're done. You're basically finished. I guess with the other way around, getting the recovery with, like, saying swapping from Pyra to Mithra using her recovery is okay, but not even Mithra's recovery is all that great. What I'm trying to say is, it's just the fact that self-destructs or SDs are almost a guarantee with a gimmick like this. You know what? It's fine, I guess, but nerfing Pyra and Mithra should have been like nerfing their damage output or something. You know, Pyra killing earlier than Bowser, or Mithra having frame 1 attacks. But no, this is the wrong way to nerf these characters. Having them automatically swap out of players' control, it's not the right way to nerf them. What I would have done, again, is just nerf their damage output. Leave the swapping to the player. That should be the player's decision if they want to swap between them. Between that, I'm giving -1 for the grabbing automatic swaps, but for the command input with the up special, I'm giving that -2. I was going to put the EGs at #1, but this next character had to be a #1 for how bad their changes were. And for #1, Byleth. You know, I was okay with Byleth because of the unique moves they have, despite them being another Fire Emblem character, but they have probably been reworked in the worst possible way. Byleth has a total of 5 changes, and they all hurt me to even watch. First is the new up throw, which is just like a toss upwards. I'll give this a 0 because I don't know if it's better or worse than the old up throw, but this is not the worst change, believe me. Next up is the neutral air, which is just a simple sword slice, like 360 sword slice. It's okay, but it does remove one of Byleth's combo moves. But to be fair though, I'm fine with Byleth having limited combo potential, because with moves as strong as like 18 damage, those comboing is not a good thing at all. So you know what? I'm kind of okay with this, but it is technically slightly worse, but I'll give it a 0. But oh boy, brace yourselves when you see this one. This new side special is the worst change I've ever seen. I think this gets nerfed in every way possible. It looks bad,
It has less knockback and, most importantly, less damage. And I don't even think this can be used in the air for recovery. At least with the old side special, you can get a little bit of recovery or correct your position. But now let's go through damage. The old side special does 21 damage with the sweet spot, and the sour spot about 14. This does 9 damage between everything. The sour spot, sweet spot, all of them. Boiling it down, not only is it as bad as it looks, it also removes a unique weapon that Byleth uses. Again, for the move now, he just uses the sword. Obviously, I'm giving this move a -2. Even if I were to give it a -3, it doesn't really matter because in the end, Byleth is still number 1 on this list. And even if we keep it at -2, it won't really matter. The second to last change is the neutral special, which now has Byleth shooting fire and electro projectiles. So similar to Sora, which is really funny. I don't really get that. But it also replaces one of Byleth's best moves, in my opinion. Byleth shooting the bow and unleashing a powerful blast that does about 40 damage at full charge, and it only takes about 2 seconds to charge. And the range is nothing to laugh at either. The only thing that's good about the new neutral special is that it's faster and has less cooldown. But what does that matter? This is blatantly copying Sora's neutral special, so again, there's no originality here, and again, you're replacing one of Byleth's best moves. I'll give this a -1 though, only because it's slightly faster, but I'm being nice with this one. And finally, we have Byleth's down special, which is honestly the best change, but still not by much. The down special is now a little bit safer to use, being a little bit faster, but also weaker. Going from 40 to 30 damage with Ganondorf was okay, but going from 30 to 20, that hurts a little bit more with this move. So now it costs 10 damage to be removed, so now only doing around 20 damage as much as a normal smash attack, and the move has much less knockback. At least it has less cooldown, but I think overall it's about the same efficiency-wise compared to the original down special. I'm just going to give this a flat 0. Now, for the reason I put Byleth above Pyra and Mithra is because Pyra and Mithra, you have the excuse that, oh, they're pretty broken, they're a top 5 character. With Byleth, however, they're just average. So now they're going from average to probably below average. Pyra and Mithra are probably just like above average now. I still wouldn't say they're bad. Now listen, I don't think Byleth is that great of a character anyways, and again, another Fire Emblem character because we need another one of those, but at least they had a unique moveset with different weapons. These changes make Byleth just another generic sword fighter for the most part. So for Byleth, their final score comes out to -3. However, it could be much lower because I was a little bit nice with some of the moves. They could be as low as -4 or -5, but despite that, if they are just -3, they are the worst -3 on this list. And in my opinion, the character that gets hurt the most from Smash Ultimate S's changes. And there we have it, guys. In my opinion, the characters that benefit the most and get hurt the most from Smash Ultimate S's changes. Let me know in the comments if you would change anything, or if you guys think other characters should have been on this list, or who do you think got the best changes or the worst changes for the mod. Other than that, guys, thank you guys for watching. If anyone is brand new, definitely consider hitting that subscribe button. Our new goal is 900 subscribers. We're making some small progress here and there. I'm sorry, videos have been coming out like once every 3 weeks now. It's been pretty slow. But again, the upstairs were pretty much done. We just have to do some minor cleanups and that's it. And quick fun fact, this is actually the next day from the intro. I just did the intro last night and I did all the parts right now. Despite me not agreeing with everything that this mod does, saying that everything is like good or bad, like I might not like some of the changes that some of these characters got, but I can give massive respect just for the fact that this mod was created. I understand mods like this are not easy to make, and I respect the creators of the mod to the highest extent. Despite me not agreeing with everything they do, just that alone of like how hard it is to make these things and all the effort put in. And you know guys, I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out and have a good night.